Yo, 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 what is going on, everybody? Good morning, good morning. Be sure to let me know if the music is too loud. It should be fine with what I'm looking at now. But good morning, Alexis. Good morning, King Carnage, Ryan, VC, Vanessa, Jacko, E, Mel, Susan, Mighty, and SF. Good morning to each and every one of you. I'm just leaving extended hours on for now. We'll go over some stuff here in a minute, and I'll turn it off. Give people a few more moments to join, and then we'll go over some stuff. Good morning, though. Good morning, good morning. Be sure to share the stream link around, too. Helps out a ton. Of course, you guys know the drill. So we have SPY down a little bit. This is mainly in relation to Canadian CPI. There's also some other news from other countries that isn't really important to us as much. So we are down a little bit in the pre-market, but might not end that way, so we'll see. But really looking for big moves under 497. That's our first initial kind of breaking level, the pre-market. But I will say this, we are a little bit more bearish than bullish at the open just because we have pushed away, broken a support, multiple supports, pushed away again with a lower high, and now rejected the same support in which we broke twice. So very bearish at this area right here. Of course, if buyers can retake this at the open, it's a very good sign that they want to get back to the 500s. If they end up rejecting this, they are going to test the pre-market low. We are going to possibly break it. So these are the two scenarios in front of us right at the open. We're looking for moves over 498, 498.32, or moves under 497. Good morning, Shadow. Good morning. Oh, wait, bro, sorry. I couldn't read that correctly. Good morning to you guys, though. But yeah, that's the initial game plan. If you guys want to go over the daily time frame, we can as well. This is all also posted the other night on the daily time, I can't speak. The weekly watch list. If you want to go check out the weekly watch list, if you're a Discord or YouTube member, you have access to that. So definitely check that out. But just kind of looking at it, I know this isn't as super important right now because it's just not anything to go off of. But we did fill the gap. We did get just under all-time high at 503.50. If we're going to surpass next, it's going to have to be passed beyond this and 505 to reach those next psychological numbers. We got 507.50, 510, 515, 515, 520. Also, this could also be a lower high. This could be a rejection. This could be the beginning of something that brings us all the way down. Not just filling multiple gaps on the way down, but also breaking support. So we'll see, does 490, 491.62 get tested? This is kind of my overall intermediate support. You guys saw this before I had taken my big break. We had broken this and then held it and retested and pushed away. From then, we made a new all-time high. We came back down. We tested that same support again after CPI. I believe it was PPI-CPI combination, bringing everything to a halt and a pullback. And then you get a continuation back up to all-time high that doesn't break anything new. So if we do get a pull away, could be a really nice retest of this area. Could just be a slowdown before the next rally. Again, we are still in an uptrend. We are still holding bullish rally, so can't really flip sides yet. But you could definitely have some caution in the air. You know, we've reached multiple new all-time highs over the past couple weeks. We've had gapped up small body candles, not just on this run here, but not as much so here. But we've had gapped up small bodies on the first rally and the second rally. So, I don't know. You guys heard from me a lot, you know, if you get gapped up small body candles or gapped down small body candles, that can be a sign of overbought or oversold. And I'm not saying we are. I'm just saying it's a good thing to take note of. That's all we're really doing. So, really just looking for new all-time highs or for a retest of this area is really our kind of vague, lazy focus of the chart. Smaller time frame, of course, a lot more tedious than that. It looks like they are pulling away right before the open under that 498.10, 498.30s, which gives the market a really good chance of pulling back lower. But we'll see. Good morning, Carter. Kim said good morning. Great to have you back. What's up, Kim? How you doing? Misi said welcome back, BB. Missed you as well. Glad to be back. If you guys have any questions about the game plan on SPY, let me know. We can go through other charts as well after the market opens. Again, the main focus is SPY a lot of the time. Go through some sectors after the first 20-30 minutes or so. Oh, that's why. I was like, why isn't my chart so, like, far? I see now. You can see, even though Qs and SPY have completely different numbers and levels and stuff, their positioning is pretty close. You can see they're breaking that support, trying to push away from it with pre-market low right there. So we got a trigger above, a trigger below, right? You go to triple Qs, you have the exact same thing. They broke this support, they rejected it, made another lower high rejection, pushing away from it. And there's a pretty clear trigger above, a pretty clear trigger below. And we can see that we're rejecting in a more bearish than bullish fashion before the market's even open. So we're not saying jump into puts at the open, but I'm definitely 60% bearish, 40% bullish before the market's even open, just by looking at the chart for a few moments. Now, if we do end up getting a retake of this area, every target is going to need to beat any of these highs, and then once you get past 500, it needs to be pretty much every dollar. Because now that you've hit a new all-time high, you've held the support of that, and then reached it again, this really could go anywhere. You know, it could continue, could make a new all-time highs. This could reject, slow, base out, and then do whatever it wants later on. It could base out, fail, reject, pull down lower. You know, from here, it can really do a lot. So you just want to be in a pivotal type mindset. You don't want to be sitting here thinking, oh, I'm super bearish, or oh, I'm super bullish. You really want to be the best of both. We're going to add the pre-market low on triple Q and SPY, considering that is a trigger for us today. We're going to turn extended hours off here in a moment. Now, does anybody have any questions about the game plan today? We just went over it on the bigger and the smaller time frame. We went over triple Qs as well. Commented on a few other things, but that was really the main gist of it. Does anybody have any questions or not understand what's going on? Give me some thumbs up in the chat or some emojis or reactions or something to show me you do understand what we're looking for. What's up, Creator? How you doing, man? And yeah, be sure to drop a like on the stream or share the stream around. It helps out a ton, or not, whatever you want to do. Right now, we're just waiting for the market to open. We have a little under 3 minutes. But the game plan is set. We're ready. We're prepared. We're ready to go. Damn, Jacko flexing his member for 12 months. Loyalist of the loyals. That's funny. Well, welcome, Jack. I'm glad to have you here for so damn long. A year is a pretty long time. $4.99.30. I think that's the 2-day ago open. I'm not sure. I think I drew that the other day, though. Yeah, it seems to be that day's open, but let's see. Why did I like it? I'm not going to be able to see what the extended hours off. I'm just going to turn it off now to answer your question. Let's see. Why did I like it? Because I don't normally do that. You're right. Oh, okay. I see why. So we have like 2 levels here, right? These are the 2 levels you heard me talk about this morning. Because we're under these. These are like the levels above us right now. We like broke these and we're rejecting and pulling away right now. And this is the pre-market low, right? Just giving you a good relative view. So I didn't like that this dipped down here and then retook and then this just wicked, and it was so close to these levels. I was like, well, there's no point in being like, well, add this, you know, that's what we need to watch. Like, now so I think I just saw this as like a pivot point. You don't normally see me do that though. I think I just saw it as a pivot point. I didn't like any of these lows. There's a clear level of break right here. Like, you're not going to see me say, like, buy calls above 499.30. Like, I'm going to combine it with something because it's not a traditional level. Whereas these are traditional levels, so of course they're going to be strong. You know, every single other level is a traditional level in here, essentially. I even drew the supply the previous day. Which it seems like you guys dealt with a lot of news the last 2 days of last week. I didn't pay attention, of course, but I can tell just by the price action this was news related. You got a 90% entry here that holds the current day open. You have a hammer that holds that same level. They make a new high, do the same thing they did right here. They did it right here. It's pretty crazy. But I believe that's where that's from, Mighty One. Thank you for asking. And yeah, if you guys ever have any questions like where's this coming from, just ask. Glad to go over it. NDX long. I'm not giving you signals, dude. Go somewhere else for that. Question, boss. Where's that 499? Oh, I already read that. The pleasure has been all mine, boss. Love this community. Love you, T-Jack. Good morning, Maddie. Yo, what is up, peoples? What color star is that? Am I tripping? What color is y'all's star? Is that what the 12-year star or 12-month star looks like? That's crazy. Good morning, D-Touch. Always happy to see you. King Carnage also flexing. He just said, just learned how to use these. Member for 10 months. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Market is open, by the way, guys. Ding, 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 ding. I don't have that bull crap on, but I'll do the little noise for y'all. Ding, ding, ding. Market's open. We are getting a lower open. We are under 498. 10, 498, 30s is a combination. We're looking for a retake of this for bulls, a retake of this for bulls, a rejection of this for bears, a break of this for bears, a break of this for bears. So a couple little things in a very small area. And a little bit of an awkward open. Was your break good? No, hell, it was horrible, man. I missed y'all. Order of operations. Yes, sir. Ryan knows. I saw some of y'all preaching about that while I was gone. I'm very happy to see that. I'm happy to see the BB community stay strong, with or without me. It looks like you guys kept everybody not on the exact same page, but it looked like you guys did a good job of trying. I saw a lot of you guys preaching the order of operations, and I love to see it. Good morning, Randy. Good to see you, man. Alright, let me check Discord for like 5 seconds. Qs and SPY are getting buyers at open. Pretty expected. We'll see if they end up rejecting the level above them, though. If they do that, then things can get very bloody. I'm also kind of keeping a small watch. I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys, be like, you should 100% be focused on this. But I'm giving a small watch to the other markets as well. I don't know if you guys pay attention to the 10-year or to the dollar. Daffy's a very big advocate of the dollar, and I've recently been a pretty big advocate of the 10-year. And what this does is, and they're not perfect exact opposites. They're not. Nothing really is, okay? Nothing really is. I hate when people say, this is a perfect inverse of SPY. No, it isn't. It isn't, okay? So just stop looking for those. Those don't exist. But these are the next closest things you can look for, right? And the dollar is actually rejecting a resistance and pushing away, right? It's moving towards support. So that's a very good thing for a bullish market, right? Let's go to the 10-year. You can see they're also at a rejection point and pulling away. Now, they're not really pulling away massively, but it is a good start, right? And this is actually a positive thing for our market. So that's another thing kind of keeping me on the heel is that, you know, the past couple months, all three of these have been doing the same thing. They've all been going up. They're not supposed to be doing the same thing that long. So we'll see what happens over the next couple weeks. We'll see which one of these break trend, break pattern. But nothing is breaking pattern just yet. Right now, they're finally, you know, reacting the right way, but we'll see if that continues is kind of what I'm getting at. But yeah, just something on the side I like to kind of watch. If you're in the chat at all, you've definitely seen Daffy post the dollar. He posts it every single week pretty much, so. But I just wanted to make that clear. These are not perfect opposites. Nothing really is. Tried all I can do right now. Wait, you were gone? Oh, of course. I was waiting for someone to make that joke. B, would you draw that previous day demand zone? I was going to, but then I honestly, here, let's go back. I was going to, but then I saw, you know, I have the open, I have these two levels here. I have enough information here. It's clean enough. Is the only reason I didn't. But you could, if you do it. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, that's wrong. I honestly just try to aim for the least amount of info but still try to keep it as simple as possible while still using the traditional system. You know, emerging candles, previous day high supply, previous day low demand, some pre-market stuff. You know, make sure you look over all three of those, and then you truly decide, all right, this is definitely the best look, or this is definitely the best combinations of blah blah blah. You know, my levels from the different time frames. It's definitely helpful. But yeah, I mean, you could draw it definitely. It was a pretty strong hammer. I saw they had that open, they had that 90% entry, and then that hammer held the same level as the 90% entry, and then it went up again. It's like, damn. Bulls had that day's open with a strong grip. Right now I see Q's getting weaker. They're rejecting that. Very important pivot point area. Same for SPY. But again, it's the first 5 minutes. We're not going to freak out over anything. Looks like healthcare is the only green sector, and they're not looking too hot either. Comms coming up a little bit. Looks like everything got some buy reaction. Tech is the one that majorly reversed back. That's going to be your triple Q, and then your pure blood tech is going to be XLK. Let's check on some individual equities for a second, and then we'll go back to the overall market. I don't know what we chart them on this one. There we go. Excuse some of the charts. I haven't fixed all of them, so if you like look at a chart, you're like, well, why does he have that level? It's probably not right. You're probably right. Which I guess we could do that one of these days. We'll just go through literally all of these charts. AMD, real quick, guys. AMD actually looked good for some day trading today. I loved their levels today, and I set them in the chat. But this is kind of the gist of what you're looking at right here. So, basically a make or break if 168.60s lose it. But they're already bearish, basically, until they retake 170, 111. But pretty good short stop loss spot could be right here, or you just wait for the break. It's up to you. But this is a very important area right here for them. If they retake, it can be a very, very nice pump as well. But it's still not over for them, even if they do get up there. Tesla was another one I liked a lot. They're at a very important area, holding the top of a very old inside bar. I just decided to leave the levels, and I saw it was sitting here. And they're perfectly holding. So basically, you should just wait to be super bearish on Tesla until you see the 195s actually break. As a second confirmation, I would like you to add that 193 also needs to break. That would give you a good kind of added on piece of TA there, so you're not just like, oh, if this breaks, I'm in puts. Like, you don't want to be that complacent. You don't want to have that simple of a game plan. If your game plan consists of, if it goes over this, I'm in calls, like, you probably should have something else going on there. You know, what else is here? Give yourself some context of the chart of what may have happened beforehand. Cover what's your stop loss point if you're wrong. Cover all kinds of things, you know, and then you could be like, okay, over this, I'm in calls. With the stop here, I like it because of this, I like it because of that. You know, make sure you're giving yourself context of the chart. That's another thing to think about too. I know it's probably so early in the morning I shouldn't be talking about this, but context, like, seriously, how many of you guys are into like crime detective shows or crime scene shows or movies or just murder scene movies or you know, shows like that, just where it's investigative, it's detective work. You got to put your brain to work a little bit to kind of understand the plot of the story, to pay attention, to maybe even call it the end before it happens. I'm sure a lot of you guys try to do this. You should do the same thing with stock charts. You know, it's gathering information and using your intuition. It really is. You know, I hate when people sit here and say like, oh, my strategy is 100% of everything. And like, yeah, it should be. You should 100% be focused on your strategy, but your intuition does play into a lot of this stuff. You know, and having that context gives you that edge. By the way, we just broke a new low on SPY. That's a very, very, very good sign for bears. Not only do they cause a new low of day, but after the buyer impulse move, they're breaking back down. So that's a very good sign for short-term bears from the open. That's how you should word that. Bears are in strong control, just like we thought they would be before the market opened. Just based off of context. Again, seeing what's on my chart, what's moved, what's where, you know, just again gathering information and then deciding, giving kind of like what we do with the percentages thing. You know, we'll sometimes say we're 60% bearish, we're 40% bullish, you know, so probably look for more bear signals more, but bullish signals are still possible, you know, and that's kind of how you should think about every chart every time you look at one. 497.30, they're almost to the pre-market low. Remember, that's kind of your second initiating trigger of like, hey, more bears are stepping in. This is a very good bearish sign, but again, they need to break pre-market low, which is what that 497 is. Does everybody understand? Make sure to drop some reactions if you do get what we're looking for here. Just want to make sure everybody understands. Sorry, a lot of typing. I was just saying that would be our more major target trigger for bears, short term today, but great signs like we thought out of the gate on live stream. Just kind of repeating what I just said. A lot of talking, but I wanted to make sure to get all that out. All right, now let's go check some of our game plans. AMD kept breaking lower as we thought. Good job on this if you took shorts from the game plan. If you took shorts on Tesla, you did not get it from me, but good job if you did. Still looking for a better break of the highlighted area, but pretty good sign by bear so far on the overall market and by the individual equities. Q's breaking a new low of day as well as breaking pre-market low. We'll see if that continues to hold. If so, more selling will ensue. If not, we can try to see if buyers build some base. But right now, it looks like sellers are in complete control. Where's my volume mixer? No. There we go. Come on. Okay. I was wondering why it was so quiet. There we go. Where's my phone? Oh, nice creator. He said he got a 20% scalp on that move. Good job. Yeah, right now it looks like bears are in complete control. And sometimes when like a quicker move is happening like this, I like to just kind of zoom out and work my way back over to where I was. And you'll see we are kind of in that, or approaching the gap, but it's already been moved around, so I really wouldn't be focusing on the gap itself. It's kind of already been filled. But the level in between as well as the level it held from, these are the two levels we should be focusing on if selling continues. But a really good start. They got the lower open, they got a little bit of a push away. So we'll see if this continues or not. Trying to keep the chart like zoomed in at the correct amount too, so you're not like looking at just a void. And yeah, definitely be sure to drop a like on today's stream now that we're back. Also, share the stream around. It helps a ton. I mean, that's really how the channel's grown to where it is now, is just word of mouth. You guys sharing it around or me finding other people to share it to. It's really all we do. I don't have any fancy marketing schemes. I don't have any scams going where I pretend I give a shit. I don't go on spaces on Twitter with all the fake traders. We just sit here and we trade and we talk to each other about how we want to chart better, or how we maybe want to move forward, how we want to adjust. Nobody's really sitting here saying anybody's a professional, so teamwork's really how this community works. Did you just say Nvidia $20 move in one candle? Excuse me. Dear Lord. I was wondering why AMD was doing so damn good. I wanted to sit here and be like, my idea is working so well, it's selling off, but it's like, why? I see Nvidia though. Zooming out and showing 3 days of price action on my chart has really helped. Good job, man. And yeah, you'll see me. I have like a constant like addiction to zooming out just a couple days. You can go back to any of my streams. I'm literally just zooming out a couple days, and it's weird like just getting that context. It gives you everything. You know, you think it's like, oh, I'm zooming out, it's helping me see more, blah blah blah. Like, no, it's just getting more info of the story of what recently happened is going to help you so much. It's crazy. You guys might want to keep watch on the weakness on semis. That is definitely what helped us go down, but there are other sectors bleeding too, so it's not just Nvidia, but that was a massive move. Let's see what else we got here. Sorry, guys. 125% on Poots, done for the day. Damn, King Carnage. Round of applause for you. Alexis coming right after him saying quick 70% on Scalp on Spy. Welcome back, B. Missed you, man. Missed you as well, B. Ferg. Glad to see you, man. Thank you for being here. Good morning, Dividend Bull. Good to see you as well. Zooming out and showing... Oh, I already read that. 45% times 2 on 2 Scalp Poot trades this morning. 1K morning and it just started. Round of applause, Eric. And see, that's a great thing. You know, King Carnage, Eric, and who else was it? Creator and Alexis. That's 4 people who just took a really, really nice first couple trades of the day and can relax for a little bit, can get a breather, can get more information on the chart, can get more context before taking another risk, before taking more risk on the chart. Or you can just, you know, do whatever you want to do. 703 to 7682, insane on 1 minute, or I'll check out the 1 minute. I will do as you request. Let's see. Oh my lord. A $7 move in 1 minute. That's like a $7 move and then almost like an like an $8 move. Damn. Just in 2 minutes. I mean, it wicked, but still. That's wild. I'm glad I cut myself off to talk about AMD because that was a pretty good scalp opportunity. Tesla, I don't think this one was that great so far. But they are also getting some nice rejections. We'll see if SPY wants to continue more. Oh, I didn't even realize 2SPX is at its next level. I sometimes post this just because I know I got a lot of SPX traders. I know some of you look at SPY like I do. I know some of you like to just stare at SPX. So that's cool too. I'll be honest with you though. If you chart SPY and then you go chart SPX, it's like charting the same exact chart. So if there's something in between there where it's messing with you, like you can't look at one or the other while you trade SPX or trade SPY, it's probably a mental thing. Because it's definitely not an actual problem. Well, what is Nvidia doing now? I mean, my bad. Okay, they're still sitting there. They're holding just barely above the wick move, though. They're not really taking anything. I also don't think I'm on the right chart. What are... Oh, I don't have enough levels because they kept making new all-time highs while I was gone. Okay. I was like, where are my levels at? Let's just add some real quick for Nvidia. This one isn't that hard. And then I've recently been adding this level. I go to the all-time high and I turn it yellow. I've been adding that a lot recently. I need to add that level. That's an insane little level there. It's today's low. Huh. Started off under 721, tanked all the way to 693, battling to hold it with indecision. Dear Lord. Massive breakdown under 880 and 1004 on the SMCI chart. For anybody who's been paying attention to that one, that's massive. Hughes and SPY broke pre-market low. They're both just kind of trading under them right now with indecision. There's nothing really to say right now. SPX is trading at 49.73. If it cracks under that, you can expect more blood. Short-term buy reactions are very possible given we are being given doji-looking candles. Some of them are inside bars. So we're really just looking for information for short-term info. Right now, you're definitely a lot more bearish than bullish, but there is still the chance of seeing them retake pre-market lows in a lot of these charts. So just kind of keeping that in the back of our mind. Apple not looking too hot. That is one of the market's largest weights. You got Microsoft also pushing lower, being another large market weight. Sorry. Nvidia's pushing lower. I don't know, guys. I wouldn't be flipping bullish yet. I'd wait till you see more. Everything's a lot more bearish right now. Tesla's breaking too. You have a lot of weights catching up. You got to remember too, like the market's a big pie. These two right here are just a bunch of pies, and these are the pie slices. Right, and if all the pie slices are going one way, then clearly we have indication of one direction over the other. But we'll see. CJ, huge gain in the Discord, 105%. Massive move so far. Tech definitely getting weaker. They're very close to low of day, close to breaking a new low of day. Looks like SPY is very close to doing the same. We'll see if that continues though. IWM down over 1.25%, 1.25%. Qs are down officially over 1% now. SPY just down just over 0.5%. Microsoft hates this rally. It's just dumping. Let's see what you guys are saying in YouTube. It's crazy. Something can appear bullish if you're only looking at one day, but it's actually completely bearish if you just zoom out a little. No more risk for me. I always F up after a big gainer. I like that, King Carnage. Being aware of your past experiences and adjusting while you move forward. I like that, man. Shout out to you. I'm turning mine's blue, LOL. I got it from someone in the Discord. That's fine. It's personal preference. All up to you. Do whatever looks good to you. Do whatever feels good. Be comfortable. Ulta's moving up. That's actually crazy. I like how everything's moving lower for the most part. You're like, all right, I found something. I found it. Leland, member for 10 months. What is up, man? How you doing? I miss Leland more than anybody, I'll be honest. Yo, shout out to Leland, by the way. Let's give a little Leland glazing session real quick. I didn't once ask anybody to go in chat and post for me while I was gone, but Leland took it upon himself. I'll show y'all. This is pretty cool. He posted his own weekly watch list, which looked amazing, by the way. You should check it out and review it. Gave an update of the weekly watch list, which I don't even do that. That's pretty crazy. As well as doing my job of posting the daily updates. He did the exact same thing I do, but while I was gone. So shout out to Leland. Seriously, that's not easy. That's not... I know it probably seems stupid and tedious and easy to you guys just from the outside, but doing that every day and having the mindset to go and do it for some for everyone else is hard to maintain that mindset. So shout out to Leland. Thank you again. I will not take part in the glazing. You don't have to. The Then Crusher last week was so helpful. Also, that was another thing too. I didn't even show that, which I guess I don't have to. But in that other daily level, the Game Plans and Levels channel, him, Daffy, D-Touch, all the gang, they held it down. Everybody was posting, not just posting plays. I don't want you guys to think like, oh, when Bueller's gone, these guys have to post plays. Like, no, it's not like that. But they decided to. They decided to continue posting a heavy amount of plays, a very good amount of TA breakdowns on, all right, guys, we're bullish if it's this, we're bearish if it's that. You know, setting up situations beforehand just so you have a good idea. Just making sure everyone's prepared is really what I'm getting at. So shout out to all those guys, Daffy, D-Touch, Leland, keeping the chat going while I was gone. Thank you. Also, Leland's the type of guy to not care if I even thanked him, so that's why I was thanking him. None of those guys give a rat's ass. They don't care about the recognition. They just want to work hard and get theirs. And make it make sense, too. I think a big thing with my guys is that everybody just wants to... They want things to work and it makes sense, which I think that's what everyone wants, but I don't think anybody truly wants that until they see it's possible, though. You know, I think we all want things to work out and be right and always work for us, but until you actually see your system work out and you back test it, you get multiple kind of breakdowns of what situations can happen or occur after certain breaks of levels or areas or, you know, anything like that. Just, again, kind of stacking up context, like I said earlier. Good morning, CJ. I actually was just shouting you out. I was shouting out your gain. I saw your gain you posted in the trade floor. I think you're the same CJ. My CJ got a big trade, so I was seeing if that was you. Good morning to you, though. Good morning. We are under pre-market low. We got a little bit of a hammer candle. Yeah, same one. Okay, good. Good trade, man. I saw your 105.5%. That's crazy. Oh, I guess I'll appear online on Discord. Jesus. There we go. I gotta check in video. I'm not gonna lie. I know we were looking at SPY and all that, but that was kind of fun watching that just dump. It's just nice seeing movement. AMD still holding near its lows. And it kind of brings the question, like, do you think SPY is gonna end up like that today? Like Nvidia and AMD, where it's just continuously dumping for most of the day? Do you think things are gonna start basing out along with weights catching support? Because a lot of our bigger weights still have not caught support. They're still just holding new lows. So we'll see. I like these kind of days because anything is possible. Both bear and bull get a big participation award. Let's see Nvidia here. Still under 693. How's Netflix doing? Bearish candle breaking supply, but hasn't really triggered the next area. It's kind of like the market right now. Coin, when the hell did this get back to here? Okay, I'll just remove these arrows, I guess. Jesus. No. There we go. Yeah, if you guys ever have two drawings, by the way, like let's say you have like a line on like a zone here, and you want to delete that line but not the zone, sometimes you just gotta get your pan tool. Well, that worked right there first time. That never happens. But sometimes you end up clicking the zone first, click it again, and then it'll re-pick up like, oh, they mean the other one. So just click it again. John Deere. Ooh. How's coin up and John Deere's down? Explain that one to me. We'll come back to that though. We're gonna get us some John Deere swings here in a couple weeks. I'm gonna see where it goes and hit support. Costco, another new all-time high. This thing just doesn't care. Nice. CLF, PayPal, both of those are struggling, but basing, good sign. Boeing's another one that's struggling, but basing. When I say struggling, but basing, I mean like it looks like shit, but it's basing, it's not making new lows. And that's a good sign for bulls if they ever show up. This is also a good sign for bears. So it's not like, you should be looking at this and being super bullish or bearish. But it's a good thing to see a lot of consolidation in one area, because that means this chart has a lot of energy built up, ready to go. It's ready to move. So we'll see what Boeing wants to do in the next couple days. Try to keep Boeing on a different list too, so we know to watch it a little bit more than the others. What do I have going on here? Oh, it's that inside bar. They broke down like 50 times from it, but retook it again, and they're holding it as support. The AC could be super bullish for all we know. We'll see though. A lot of struggle there. We'll have to rechart that one together, because it's clearly just based off of the inside bar. Walmart, new all-time high. Them and Costco are having a field day. Excuse me, I'm hiccuping. Field day. They got above support here on Zim. I was actually originally super bullish on this from this 1279, 1196 support, but the more I've seen that we've broken it down and now rejecting away from it, might be flipping my bias to the other side now, especially if we get new lows. Yeah, EMPH wants to go with that another day. That one's still setting up. Moderna is still setting up. I know my boy Alexis is probably watching that. UPS, this is one that I like from Noxta, from the Lifetime group. I like this one a lot. He already cut calls off the lows here and got hundreds of % on one play. He's probably going to do the same thing on another play for the gap fill. So don't aim straight for 155, but you have this level here at 152, then 155, then the gap. So you have three things to look for above its head. But very good signs for buyers so far here. A little bit of an inside bar today, so I wouldn't get too excited yet. But still, good early signs of a buyer move. If you end up seeing them pull back down and base back out more, maybe look for a second reaction here. What we triggered here was a bullish kicker above the halfway point of the recent move. So if you go from where it fell, no, I'm sorry. If you go from the low of the move to the high of the first impulse move, here I'll redraw it so you see it. So the low of the move, this is where they made their low, and then when they bought, when they finally slowed down and got bought, where did they go up and slow down at? Right here, right? So we're just taking the impulse move of this to this. And you can see when they came down and then built a bullish kicker, it was a bullish kicker holding a halfway point. So now you don't just have one confirmation by itself. You have two yelling at you. So that's a good thing. But very weird day for them today. So we'll see what more information they give us. But still, it was an idea I liked a lot. I wanted to go over it for a quick second. Target, Walmart, Costco, all kicking ass today. LUV kicking ass. FRM. Ulta did this was the last Noxta idea we went over. Insane move. He liked it as long as it held this red area. Ended up moving into the green area for take profits in any runners. Ended up breaking that and holding it and moving higher from that area. So very, very good strength on Ulta. That kind of gets us back to where we were. See, no time wasted. We come back. SPY still rejecting pre-market low. Nothing's really happened here. I would definitely say I'm like 70% bearish, 30% bullish here. New lows made, 100% bearish. But really nice move so far. Coinage had a head start this morning. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, the coin chart's been wild. I missed out on a lot, didn't I? Let's see what y'all said. I swung 497 puts, bit risky. In IWM, 200 calls. SPY back at PML. SPY bounced perfectly, almost 50% between daily levels. SPY rejecting PML, good call out. Walmart crushed earnings, announced they are buying Vizio. Are they really buying Vizio? That's crazy. I don't know if that's a good purchase or not, but good for them. Walmart has the money. Good morning and happy turnaround Tuesday. 4-day work week. Let the market show us what we will be trading. 100% sand dollar. Over 89.50 to enter light calls on mRNA boss. Yes, sir. Okay, I'm actually gonna put that in my notes. I don't know about y'all. I'm personally like I like to write it in my notes, but I hate drawing like alerts like on the chart. Like if I'm like, oh, I need to do this. Like I don't set alerts on here. I'll go into my notes app on my phone and write it down. Therefore, I like make myself write it, and I feel like I remember it more. AMD dump, good call out. VFerg, AMD is dumping more. And yeah, definitely drop a like button. Share the stream around, guys. If you are in the stream, helps out a ton. Just witnessing a lot of selling really today. Some of them at slower paces, some of them at faster paces. I'd say your semis are getting a lot more of a faster pace selling. Some of your tech stocks, SPY, a lot of those equities are somewhat holding up fairly well, but getting a slower pace sell off. So we'll see what happens from here. It looks like sellers are in complete control so far. Walmart is greedy like that, yeah. Walmart, Costco, they don't care. Again, though, those can be seen as staples, though. You know, maybe everybody's still bullish and they're dumping their money into a flight to safety sector. That would be that sector, to your Targets, your Walmarts, your Costcos. I'm about 99% positive on that. On at least Costco. I won't pile Walmart, Target in there, but Costco for a fact is a staple. Well, I guess you could throw Walmart in there. Can't really hate on Walmart. They're everywhere. You have like Costco's like a higher end staple, and you got like Walmart is like a lower end staple. Some might disagree with that, but good for all of them. That's a good sector to keep moving up. The Nvidia sell-off was nasty though. It was like quick, and it broke multiple levels. Let's go to coin. I'm on Sinful's chart bet. 2-day 5-minute. And 5-day 5-minute. I gotta see a little bit more. Yeah, I need to see this. That's a pretty important level on coin. God, stretching is so good. Make sure you guys are staying hydrated. You got a water nearby. Make sure you walk around your room or wherever you are for a few moments. Get the blood flowing. It definitely helps out a ton. Guess I'll go to SPX or something. SPX still battling 49.7305. Just taking a screenshot for the Discord. Qs are at the, is that Wednesday? No, it's Tuesday, sorry. The Tuesday lows of last week. So they've wiped out everything. QQQ at last Tuesday lows. I don't know, I think stats like that are kind of cool because in your head it's like, oh, so we just wiped out, well, we didn't have Monday, but we just wiped out Friday, we just wiped out Thursday, we just wiped out Wednesday. Like, we're basically relying on the beginning of last week's levels. Like, in my head, that says a lot. Good rejection and pull away, no new low. We'll see if they continue to pull back under 495.85 or do bulls retake over 497. That would be the next two triggers on SPY. little bit of caution for more bears short term just because of how much selling has occurred on the triple Qs. I know SPY still looks good because it looks like it has a lot more room underneath. But a really big pullback can happen if Qs do finally break that Tuesday low. Right now they're still holding it, but maybe not today, maybe not even this week. But at some point, if Tuesday's low breaks, that level we saw everything pull back to on the tech chart, that could be fatal. Username said, psst, Nvidia needs to do a split. I don't understand this guy's question, guys. He said, "What is your live stream level for this week?" Glad to have you back. Glad to see you too. I almost said glad to have you back, Puchki. Glad to see you, Puchki. I don't really quite understand what you mean. What is your live stream level? What do you mean? I go over all kinds of levels. We don't really ever just have one trigger. Oh, schedule. Oh. He meant schedule. I was like, level? Schedule. It should be every day this week. Well, of course, except Monday. But that's because we didn't have Monday. Which I didn't realize at the time. But today, tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, I'll be streaming. I'm going to do from market open, right before market open. No, you're good. I read that wrong, too. But no, I'll pretty much be streaming every day this week and next week. But I don't think I have any like full day streams besides maybe a Friday. We'll see. But I'm pretty much just gonna stream till I don't want to. The mornings though are hot. I'll be here every single morning because the mornings are hot. Like covering the gameplay. That's my favorite thing to do is being here for the prep. You know, being right here before the open, talking about what looks good, what doesn't. What are we more bearish than bullish on? What are we not? And I was supposed to post the schedule and I did not. That's on me. I guess I could do that right after the stream ends. I was like, live stream level. Yeah, SPX is at that level from a few days ago. They're trying to break it now, though. Sanddollar said, I've been jogging between the room and the buffet breakfast bar. Honestly, I don't blame you, man. Breakfast kind of slaps. Especially when you're in the mood for it. Like, I love breakfast food, but especially when you're in the zone for it. Like, when you know you want breakfast food. Oh, that's the best. Bacon, eggs, toast. Maybe some sausage. Maybe some pancakes or waffles or French toast or something. No, pretty much any of that I would take. Can buyers start buying? I'm trying to get rich. Don't worry, I'll post a schedule. Thank you, creator. I'm trying to understand. He straight up said Bitcoin is top 2 investment, and then he says not to. Q's 425. That's a pretty damn important level. Just kind of sending pictures and chats so people have a visual update in case they might not be in the stream. +80 people in here? What the fuck? Glad to have each and every one of you here. I honestly thought we weren't going to get but maybe 40, 50 people in here today because of how long I'd been gone. but it looks like you guys are here more than ever. That's crazy. Thank you guys for supporting the stream. I highly appreciate it. Thank you guys for welcoming me back. Jesus, I can't speak. That didn't change. I still suck at English. You entered meta put. Oh, let's look at meta. I don't know if I looked at them today. Oh, perfect. No levels on here. Just how I like it. Let's get that. Emerging candle, emerging candle. That's all we really got right here. Let's get the low of this range. Let's go back to the 5 day, 5 minute. Let's get something short term. Definitely got a level here. Oh, come on. Definitely got a level here. That's the previous day low, so we should probably add that. Okay, I see why you're entering that. So you do got a little bit of room to 466. And if that breaks, you might as well add the close of that day. 460, which is a good psychological level too. Okay. Damn, meta does actually look good. Good job, Alexis. Who said that? Yeah, Alexis. Good job. My return is bigger than LeBron to Cleveland. Welcome back, G. Thank you, Zai. I keep trying to say welcome back to you guys as well when you say it. I don't know why. Just caught 58%. Peoples, let's go. And yeah, looks like SPY did make it down to that next level again, guys. A new low was made. So you have the bearish retest at the kind of just initiating area we opened at. We broke under today's open. We broke under pre-market low. We retested away from pre-market low. Made it to the next level. Pretty clean price action, if you ask me, guys. Did anybody have any problems taking any scalps or getting in and out of trades today? How many of you have sat cash this entire time? You know, it's... If you don't want to answer, you don't have to, but... how many of you guys navigated the charts effectively today? How many of you did not? How many of you were just kind of watching, gathering information, gathering context like we spoke of? D-Touch instantly saying, I've been cash. Julian said, me. Good stuff. And seriously, great job if you effectively navigated this so far. This has been pretty clean price action. I'm not going to sit here and say this was sloppy because it wasn't. Pretty clear bias today. If you go back to the beginning of the stream, before the market even opened, we talked about being a lot more, not a lot more, I'm not going to go that far with it, but we talked about being more bearish than bullish. Just because of us breaking 498s. And then here we are, retesting away from them and the pre-market low, making it down to that kind of tertiary level outside of the pre-market range. So really looking to see, right now, do buyers retake pre-market low? And maybe get some basing in here and get some good moves back towards today's open and retake them? That'd be a great time for them. Or do we just end up breaking 495.85? That's really the gist of what we're looking at right now. You have a little bit of jump roping that can happen, of course, around 497. They can, of course, go up and reject that again. They don't have to just keep selling off. But that's really the couple scenarios in front of us right now. Oh, a lot of answers. Just say cash right now. This is as it comes. Took one scalp. Missed the morning move and have been feeling annoyed since so cash it is. Okay, that's a good way of kind of navigating yourself, really. Peoples, you take that 80% off PMO. Decent morning, scaled into 3 different trades. All poots, cash now up 5%. Good job, Beeford. Shadow said cash, taking a break from trading. Definitely not a problem. Julian said it's a 4-day week. Another great, and that's another thing too, you know, using your context, you know, knowing it's not that large of a week, not really needing to go crazy. You shouldn't feel rushed. I like that. I like that you know that. Cash so far, following my rules of not trading the 1 hour of the first hour. Tried to force Tesla today. Got to stay disciplined. Good self-awareness, weights. Sorry if I'm saying that wrong. But he said tried to force himself into Tesla today. He's got to stay disciplined. That was very mature of you to say that to yourself. And out loud. I was cash until I finished me breakfast, and now I picked up 1 call auto contract for Walmart. 2-minute bullish engulfing bar on the SPY now. Okay, so Sandollar is looking for a short-term buyer impulse move. I already explained where why do y'all keep asking about Devin? I've explained 5 separate times. Devin is just busy as hell. He's still working his ass off. He trades futures before markets even open. He'll sometimes trade them at night before all of us go to bed or while we're in bed. But he's just on a different schedule now. But he's grinding. He's got like 5 different sources coming in, so I'm happy for him. But y'all keep asking, like, where is he? Like, I've explained multiple times where he is. He's just working his ass off. He's got a different schedule. But he trades futures. He still does 3-bar plays. If you check out his Twitter, I think he just recently tweeted last week him trading a 3-bar play. 3 or 4-bar. He told me, I think it was literally just like 2 or 3 days ago. It was this weekend, actually. He was telling me, he's like, yeah, I just kind of set an alarm for when news comes out, and then I just wake up and I trade the news, and then he's like, and besides that, I don't really touch it. So, now Devin's still kicking ass. He's just not really big on typing a whole lot, and that's always been Devin, but he's definitely still around kicking ass. Definitely don't worry about him, but we do definitely miss him. You ain't gotta worry about Devin, he's a tank. No, you're good, you're good. Y'all keep asking, and it's like, damn, I feel like I've explained this like 100 times. Is there anyone else missing you guys miss? I'm trying to think of anyone else who's not been here. Leland's been pretty damn active. Daffy's been pretty damn active. D-Touch is always here. That's about it. I've been actively losing trades. Ryan, you need to reset. Lots more practice. Visual trades to get yourself back in the groove. That's a good response. I was going to say something kind of down that road. But just stepping back a bit. Like, there's no need to think like, oh, I need to be taking live trades right now, or I need to be taking... Like, let's say you usually take like $500 trades. You know, there's no need to be taking those right now. Like, if you're actively losing trades, that is. Because then you're just going to keep forcing it. And it's not even really like you're actually making mistakes. Like, you're literally just like digging your hole deeper at that point, you know? It's not even that you're going to keep making dumb choices or anything. Like, no, you might make a good trade after being on an active losing streak, you know? Who knows? But let's not push our luck. So, like he said, I feel like you should back up and maybe get some visual trades. And not really back up. You're still going to be right here with us on the front lines. Like, it's not like you're going anywhere. You're still getting shot at, too. But no, seriously, come back. Let's just look over some levels, go over game plans and stuff, and make sure you're reviewing. You know, I would say something that's helped me a lot is storytelling, and that's why a lot of that is in the new course, storytelling. It's because that really is something that's helped me and a lot of other traders under me, is that just, like I said earlier, context, like just knowing what's on the chart, what to look for next, like kind of just step by step, telling yourself what needs to be updated on either side of the ball. So let's, let's say like right now, like right now we're bearish, but there is that small chance of that impulse move stepping in at 495.85. So as a new trade, what are you looking for here? You're looking for either a continued breakdown of the halfway point of this range to continue down, or a break of 495.85. We get to retake a 497. That's bullish, right? And just saying that beforehand might not seem like a lot to you, but it's very effective. because you're giving yourself something initial to go off of, right? Something to initially kind of go off of, right? And then you go into the next part of it. You take your trade or you don't take your trade. Let's say that, whatever you want to do. Visual trade, paper trade, mental trade, real trade, doesn't matter. You get that next step. That's the deering, right? And then the after. You got to get that review. You got to talk about, all right, what happened? What was my game plan? How did I do with my game plan? That's your afterwards review. So now you got that full effect going. And sometimes we get kind of caught up in that situation when we're trading actively and with real money, going in and out of trades every single day, every single week. Sometimes we can forget, like, oh shit, I didn't have a beforehand plan, or oh shit, I didn't really review that afterwards, or oh, I just kind of gazed at it and entered. I didn't really think about it. You know, that would instantly yell at me, at least, that I'm forcing. You know, if I can't sit here and tell you why I liked it, besides making up shit, you know. So really just talk to yourself more, get some more context, talk about the storytelling to yourself more. I feel like that'll give you a good boost, not in terms of like winning more trades, that'll naturally happen, but I feel like it's going to put you in a good mindset, just in a better place. And you're not dumb, Ryan. You can feel if you've been forcing or not. You have the intuition to understand, okay, this isn't me. I don't know what I'm even doing. You know, and if you're asking yourself that, step away from your phone, step away from your screen. You don't need to be trading, that chart or trading actively. But you're not dumb. I mean, you know when you're making a mistake. And that's my big thing. Like, you're a good trader if you can feel that sense of urgency. And I know all of you guys know what I'm talking about. Like, when you feel it, that's how you know you're fucking up. You know you're making a mistake. You're a good trader. You just need to now make those good decisions. Like, what needs to happen. Now you need to do it. That's kind of like the stage I would say a lot of us are at right now, where you understand what you need to go for. Maybe you even understand everything about your strat, but you're just not getting that next part, and I try to tell everybody, maintaining is the hardest part in trading. It's not about getting into trading or finding a strat that you think works or getting into an indicator that helps you out or keeps you comfortable. It's not even about all that. That's all a great start, but maintaining is the hardest part that nobody talks about. Maintaining is by far the hardest part of trader, or in any aspect of life. In anything you do, maintaining is always going to be the hardest, because you start to get these effects of like, why do I feel like I'm going insane doing the same thing every day? And it's not that. You're not doing the same thing every day, but you do need to go through the same kind of, notions of like, okay, here's my beforehand plan, here's what the chart's doing, getting your context like we talked earlier. Because this shit will make you feel like you're going crazy. Even when you're doing good, even when you're actively, successfully taking your trades and getting in and out at a proper time and not getting hurt too much, even then, you'll start to feel a little bit insane because you're trying to do the same thing over and over and over again. But it can definitely feel worse when you're on an active losing streak, because that'll, weigh on you and make you feel and think more negative, so it makes the process a lot harder. But I know you're not dumb. I know you can do it. I know you guys feel that sense of urgency when you're either making a mistake or you feel the chart is going against you now, and I know you guys feel that. I know that when the chart, like, you have an invalidation point, I know when you see it going against you, I know that it's wrong to keep holding. Those are the ones you should be impatient with. You should be impatient with the ones that just don't feel right, the ones that aren't fitting your system right. You should be patient with your winners. See something breaking and holding support? Awesome. Give yourself a reason to stay in it. Oh, here's my stop loss. Here's why I'm staying in. This is doing that. Awesome. Great. Stick with it until it goes against you or until it doesn't. Don't try to sell yourself short or push yourself out of your trade before you're even following your game plan, and that would be a mistake if you were to sell early. But yeah, take your time, everybody. And that's not just to Ryan. I feel like that's really good advice for all of us, me included. And that's another thing, too. People said it. Me and Leland are huge advocates of it. Anytime someone steps too far ahead, we always tell them to start using less money. All of you look up to Mel. That's the only real advice I think I've ever given Mel, is just use less. And that was last year, right? Now he's not in that zone of like trying to feel comfortable. He's beyond that. He's comfortable. Now it's about striving from that point. You know, it's not like, oh, Mel needs to get comfortable. Like, no, he is comfortable. He understands what's in front of him. He understands his strat. But that's because he took the time to use less. He took the time to get as many reps as he could using less, using just minimal resources, just focusing on what he wants to, the game plan, getting in and out, not really thinking about it otherwise. You know, just following that storytelling, the context, the before, the during, the after effect that we talked about. That was from you, Julian, I believe. I think I took that one from you. I thought that was a really good thing, though. It stuck with me ever since. Because it's such a quick explanation of exactly how you should be trading. I know I struggle on the game plan, so I need to focus on that. I become too narrow-minded on the market moving right now a specific direction, and then I tend to overtrade. Also, and I'm not saying Ryan's doing this, I'm saying all of you probably do this to some extent, maybe you just don't notice, but checking social media. I can't tell you guys how much I go check social media, and the first few tweets or first few Instagram posts or first few YouTube videos I see are just the most biased comments I've ever seen in my life. And sometimes, you know, you'll agree with them. You'll look at them and be like, you know what, that guy's right. This market is more bearish. And then that next day, you might not think about it too much, but that next day, you end up getting into some trades and you forget about the long side. You know, maybe that would have worked out today, but you would have gotten into calls, or into puts, sorry. Maybe, let's say the market goes up. Okay, you just took a biased trade that made no sense to you. You had no point in getting in it. You didn't have a game plan. You didn't break anything down. You had no context, right? So it's not really fair to get onto you and say you made a mistake. No, you completely gambled. You didn't even make a mistake. You literally just gambled. So that's another thing too, is not really looking at social media. I genuinely believe everybody here needs to stop following 50 plus traders. If it includes not following me, if maybe I'm someone who's on your feed saying something, stop following me. You know, stop following people who say biased things, which I don't. If you go to my Twitter, I'm not biased at all. But again, the point stands though. You know, you shouldn't let these small comments stack up in your head, and then in the future it ends up turning into a lot worse than you think. You know, snowballs can turn into avalanches, and I truly believe that if you check social media and you're constantly putting yourself in this negative mindset and you're constantly looking around for other people's opinions, I genuinely believe you're setting yourself up for failure. And I know you guys feel that too, because you get into that next days of trades and you're like, oh shit, and then you get on Twitter and you see everybody doing good, and then you're like, what the hell? And it just puts you down in the trenches more, and it's just not right. I would say checking social media a lot less should be everybody's mission here today. From moving forward, I would say checking all of that a lot less would be nice. And you guys can go check my Twitter feed right now. I do not tweet that much. Do you know why? Because I'm actively trading. Because I'm actively looking to just focus on myself and focusing on you guys, and vice versa. You know, there's no point in going there and looking to learn from 50 other traders, to learn 50 strats, to pick up on 50 different people's opinions and biases. It's just pointless. It's going to throw you in a loop. Is it good to get outside perspective and opposite opinion? Yes, I agree. But should you be doing that constantly? No. Bro, can they quit changing the buttons on Discord mobile? How many times are they going to move the images button? What? I just checked it again. I clicked it. It's they moved the images button to where it's the Discord gifting button now. What the fuck? 1% won around 100k versus 1% on 10k or less. Think about it. Oh my god, there's a ton of trade reviews in chat. And you guys are labeling your entries. The breakdowns are a lot smaller. I like that. It's quick to read. It's short and simple too. It's for you too. Like I like keeping my reviews short and sweet. So when I go back, it doesn't take me 10 minutes to understand what was I doing. You know, I can just instantly lock on to like, okay, that's what I did, and then try to pick up from there. Good job, everybody. Seriously, I see a lot of reviews. People's, Creator Trades, a few other guys in there. Good job. Thank you for leading by example. What do I think of yours, B? Let me check it out, Deuce. Paper Hands, Viztex. Oh, this is from the past couple days. Whoops. Oh, this is Deuce. Why did I see that profile pic and I was thinking... 40%. Liked how it held 3 times, so once it broke, I entered. Didn't go my way. Exited once it broke above. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, it's a 40% entry. You did good just cutting where it broke back above the level. Kind of sucks, too, because still in a downtrend, just not giving you those fresh pushes, making those new lows and continuing. They hit that new low just recently, just now again, and failed to push more. So, good entry. Good exit, good invalidate. I should say good invalidation point, Deuce. But honestly, kind of just feels like you're chasing. I don't know if I'd be looking for 40%. Like, watch the order of operations video, seriously. That video really helps me as well. Like, it's not just for other people. That video is for me more than anybody. Because it really is about doing things in the right order. Like, think about the tempo of the chart. I'm trying to think about how to word this correctly. Think about the tempo of the chart, right? We just did a bearish retest under 498.10, 498.30s, and we broke today's open. So this is like more than a 40% entry, right? This is like a little bit more because it has a retest follow before it, and then they get that fresh low. So it's a very good push. Then you get it again at the pre-market low, right? You entered on the break of nothing. That was just a new low of day. We broke pre-market low here. We broke today's open here. Didn't really break anything here. We're just pushing a new low. We actually made it to a level. So short term, you might not be wrong. I might just keep dumping. But my whole thing is really getting it out of an area that makes sense. You know, yes, it did make a new low. Yes, that is technically a 40% entry. You're not wrong at all. But you're not really combining it with anything. And that's my big thing, is trying to combine it with other information. Let me see again, just to make sure. Yeah, that is what you did. Okay, I had to make sure that that wasn't the PML. But that's my big thing, Deuce. I would say try to find more entries around levels, around areas that you have set, because that was just a new low of day. So in my opinion, that is a weak entry. But was it a 40%? Yes. But what is a 40% essentially? It's just a break of a new low or a new high. So that's why we call it a 40% entry, because it gives us 40% probability that it is going to continue to work. And that's why we like to combine it with levels or an area or a previous day high supply or a previous day low demand. Just something, you know, something you may have in the area, or a 9 EMA even if you have that set. I know some of you guys still rock that, which is totally fine. But I would just say that's all I have to say about it. I'm not going to keep ranting. I agree, Lila, in Discord, like many others, forgot what UAT mean, user acceptance testing. You can't compare yourself to others. They only need 1% because they grew it to that point. Where do you stand? Be your collaborator on social media, 5K gain, yada yada, 5K on what balance? Exactly. There's no relative view. Like, they'll post $5,000 gains, and it's like, okay, but how much did you use to do this? Scalped the 40% and 80% using PML. Sold both a little early, but green is green. Got to head out for a while. See you later, Maddie. What you just said, noted. Now piecing. Great explanation, to be honest. I like that. No problem. And yeah, I try to give reviews with Deuce right there. Like, I'm not trying to be like, yo, you're stupid, dude. This was a dumb it. Because it wasn't. I could see what he was going for. I mean, he's definitely not dumb. He's trying to go for something decent. But there was definitely something missing there. Because it doesn't take a smart person to be good at trading, let's be honest. It takes a disciplined person to be good at trading. If you can perfectly do everything you mapped out beforehand, and you have a winning strategy, of course, then of course you're going to do better than not. And that's a big thing I challenge all of you. Try to find invalidations. Try to find where 40% entries don't work. Try to find where 80% entries don't work. Because by doing that, you're going to be seeing a lot more that do. But backtesting, you know, proving the system right, seeing what's right, what's wrong. I would say that's really what helped a lot of us in the beginning see just price action, just visualizing a lot easier, was really just seeing, does this system actually work? You know, just backtesting it. But I guess in a way that's like visualizing, so I guess we're kind of just repeating ourselves. 67 current viewers, over 40 likes. We had over 150 people, almost 160 people join in here today. I was not ready for that. I did not think we'd have that many people tune back in on the first stream back. That is pretty crazy. But thank you guys for being here, sharing the stream around, dropping likes on the stream, being here for updates. Your updates are always appreciated. I try to read out as many of them as I can. Because for the most part, I know a lot of you guys are just trying to help each other out. As well as maybe hold yourself to your own game plan. I know when I say something out loud, I definitely stick to it a lot better. Just because you have that open criticism, open humiliation effect of where you're just out there. You're putting yourself out there. You're holding yourself to what you said. You were missed. I missed you too, D-Touch. I asked them to be here today because the price of admission is showing up. I appreciate that. Keeping them in line, $10. Yeah, I had a lot of you guys message me while I was gone. Because I know I didn't really give much detail. I'm not really one to share a whole lot because it's just like, I don't really like... A really big thing that a lot of people take advantage of as a content creator is like taking advantage of bullshit. Like personal stuff. Like if someone dies in my family or if something happens or this or that, like you can use that against people. And it's really annoying that everyone does it. So I just don't like to share anything. I just like to let you guys know I'm going on a break and I'll be back. Because it is really annoying. I've even seen social media traders lie about going to jail. I've seen people lie about being in jail when they were really just in like aid school where like bad kids go for yelling at their teacher or some shit. And it's crazy. I've seen all that stuff, and I just don't like to abuse it. It feels wrong. It feels icky, and even when you're inadvertently doing it, it feels wrong. So I just don't like to do that stuff. If something wrong is going on in my life, I try not to add that into the chat, because I just think it's selfish. But yeah, it's a pretty crazy world out there. Glad to be back, though. I missed all of you. Thank you guys for checking on me and stuff. That was very helpful. Roku's down 7% today? What happened to them? Who did they piss off? Somebody had to have been like, we're downgrading this. Oh, it's probably Cathie Wood's fault. Oh my god. Corrected? I haven't seen that before. I never see them correct articles on here. Year-over-year decline in fourth quarter average user spending. That is a pretty big issue. And issued a disappointing guidance for the first quarter. Undeterred by the sell-off, Cathie Wood's ARC significantly increased. Of course she did. At Roku's closing of 72 on Friday, and now it's at 66. ARC holds 621.5 million worth of Roku. Quit saying ARC. We're reading a news article. I don't care about every individual buyer and seller. Here they are telling us stuff about SoFi. Like, it's like, bruh, I don't care. I'm here to read about Roku. Damn, they sold Robinhood finally? And they trimmed some Coinbase? This is something Cathie Woods is really good at. Like, she's so good at picking some really good picks. At the same time, she's really good at picking some hot stinkers. Like, I don't know if I'd be sitting in Roku shares and saying, yeah, I'm going to buy some more, and then this dip happens. But she has this effect, too, where she's been selling Coin and Robinhood while they've been doing pretty well. and she's getting out of some of those losses like short term. But it's just like, I don't know. It's like she has this like huge winner, and then she just throws it into a trash can, and then she goes has another huge winner, and then she gets those profits and she throws that into a trash can. It's like, what are you doing? You're such a genius. Why do you keep doing this? This is why I meme the ARK chart, because it's such a meme. This is the epitome of like how she trades. She's so good at picking winners and really good companies at very good prices, but then she does the opposite too. She's really good on one end of the spectrum, and then she's also really bad at the other end of the spectrum. Like, she's so bad at reallocating her money afterwards, which I guess all of us are, but I mean, she's blowing hundreds of millions onto some of these stocks sometimes. It's crazy. She's like the best bad trader ever. She's so good and so bad. It's so wild. And I don't think any of us would notice this either if she wasn't doing it with billions of dollars. If she was doing this with like, you know, thousands, none of us would notice. None of us would care because she'd just be another one of us. But she's doing this with like billions of dollars. Yeah, she's a gambler. Exactly. She has amazing picks. Like, I'll never hate on her for her good pick, because she does. She has great picks. I think she still has some pretty decent predictions too. But on the other spectrum too, it's like, but then she has these hot takes. It's like, it's so hard to defend her. And then you got the whole Tesla crowd too, that you got like, it's split up right now, where you got Tesla lovers, people who would die for Elon, people who would die for the price to go up of Tesla. And then you have people on the exact opposite end of that spectrum where they just don't care. They don't care. They don't want it to go up. They'll hate on it, you know. And there's a couple stocks like that. There's a couple financial institutions like that. A couple investors like that have that kind of effect. And I would say she definitely fits the script. Google, new high of day. Good call out by React. Good to see you, man. They are up almost 1/3%. It's crazy. 3/4. Oh, I see Walmart's still up almost 4%. Ulta's up 1%. Target, TXN, looks like UPS is up too. Which, again, this was like one of the first charts I pulled up this morning, because this is my favorite idea by Knox Distill. He's the Ulta guy, remember, don't forget that. This next idea, I like it a lot still too. $80 people in here. What is up, everybody? Definitely be sure to drop a like on the stream. It helps out the channel a ton. I'll probably be around for another 45 minutes or so. We're just kind of chilling. Really good breakdowns on today's market. Personally, I called out AMD to break down. We talked about Tesla and the game plan on that. I didn't actually review it yet, though, so let's go see how that did. Oh, they did great. We were talking about the loss of the highlighted area and using 193 as kind of a secondary trigger. Looks like they broke and retested away from the highlighted area and broke that next level. And then AMD kind of fell with the whole semiconductor weakness. I didn't say they were going to go perfectly hit 164.50 because that was pretty far away. But we were saying puts at this area here and leaving a stop loss at 171.11 would be a great plan. The next candle, they made a new low and then just kept going over the next 30-40 minutes. So anybody who might have been in that trade idea with me, you're not stuck in it. You could definitely scale out, get out of here some of your profits if you have not already for some reason. But good job to anybody who might have paid attention to anything we talked about on AMD or Tesla. Those were the two main game plans we talked about, besides SPY, of course, which we're still just kind of watching SPY. I saw a few of you trade a couple other tickers like Meta. Saw a few of you trade Coin. I think a majority of you, though, were looking at SPY and Triple Qs, though. Which, Triple Qs, too, we talked about that pretty heavily. They were pushing away from pre-market low after breaking away from their initial lower open. Kind of the same story here for SPY. They just didn't get down as much. And sellers are still in control. We have a break lower. We have a break of today's open. We have a new low of day, a retest of pre-market low away. So buyers are here short term right now with this inside bar, but they really can't trigger much more until they get back over pre-market low. But it is a good sign to see them curling away from the support after failing to break lower. So that's a good sign. You have a little bit of buyer pressure there, but nothing crazy yet. 2 more likes for the 50 count. Oh, yeah, we hit 51. Good job, guys. Over 50 likes on today's stream. Thank you. Over 170 people clicked on today's stream. Or Sandollar sitting there and refreshing it 100 times. But I don't think it counts that because I back-tested that. It just doesn't count the view. Like back in the day, if anybody here used YouTube way back in the day, who remembers when if a video was uploaded and it went up in views very quickly, within the first few minutes, it would always say plus 301 views. It would never say any other number. But it's kind of the same thing when you're streaming. If you refresh it 100 times, I'm not going to get 100 views. Which I think is pretty cool. Google and YouTube have that fixed, but they don't have all the other stuff fixed. Pretty wild. Like, why can't I gift a membership to somebody individually? Why do I have to gift it randomly? Typical Google the skewer. Yeah, I mean Google's great, but they have some. They're like Arc, I guess. They're like Kathy Woods, I guess, in a way. How we were just speaking about it. Google and YouTube have amazing features, but then on the other end, they have the most just unique problems I've ever seen that look very simple and could be fixed. Wow, really good move by the buyers. They got all the way back to pre-market low. Also, guys, if you're kind of a beginner and you're just like starting out and maybe you're just kind of looking for a routine to follow, I post, well, I haven't been here the past couple weeks because I was on break, but I post every single day. So if you guys want to check out, here, I'll just go over it with you. So every day I post in the Bueller Leland TA channel. I'm going to be where I post extra tickers, game plans. In the game plans and levels, this is where I post my spy game plan every day, which it kind of correlates with my SPX game plan. You'll see that on the trade floor. I also post updates here, which my friends post in here too. They post in every channel pretty much. Daily updates. This is a channel where you can check out news, earnings of the day. Just again, I post news and then I also post a breakdown of the news so you understand what the hell's going on. Or what's the most important thing of the day. A lot of the time it's stupid stuff like Canadian CPI. Sometimes it's like CPI for our country. It's very important. Also the earnings before and after of the day. And then of course a weekly watch list. Every single week we post one. We're on the 17th right now, so take your time to go through them. But I definitely would just click on the most recent ones and just kind of read through them, get the gist of it, and then focus on the recent one. But yeah, seriously, if you're not doing these things on your own every day, you're really not setting yourself up for anything. You need to be in the mindset of setting yourself up to where you know what game plan you have beforehand. It's not really about like selecting your bias. It's just really setting up a game plan. Like, all right, if this happens, I'm doing this. If this happens, I'm doing this. It's all conditional formatting, and oh, if it does this, I'm in this. If it does that, I do that. If it does this, I'm going to do this. always having a set condition, right? Therefore, when it happens, there's no hesitation, there's no thinking, there's no pending, there's no waste of time, there's no processing of information. It's just bam, react. No waiting, no nothing. Just do it. Damn, I look over at the Lifetime chat and Sherman's over here calling out like 100% plays on Roblox. What's that chart doing? Come back and Sherman's posting 100%. Oh my lord. Yeah, that'd do it. That'll give you 100%. God, the lower open and the continuation. That's where you get your big gains. Very, very nice move for Sherman there. Yeah, right, Sandler. Thanks for the stream, B. About to go to work, then rip the slopes. Nice, peoples. Be safe, man. Hope you have a lot of fun. Sandollar, thank you for that. He gifted a membership, and it actually went to Garden Trader. Nice. Yeah, we like Garden Trader. Good stuff. It went to someone we actually like. Which I'm not saying it hasn't gone to people I don't like, but... I'm happy to see that. I went to someone who's going to use it. We'll say that. Which, remember, guys, if you're on YouTube, and I need to remind y'all more about this. Some people get their membership and completely just don't ever see it. But click on community. I can't click on it right now because it'll show the link, and I don't want to share the link for free. But if you click on community, this is where all of your stuff is. This is where private and public stuff is posted, and then membership. This is where everything private is posted for anyone here who might have a membership. This is where you need to click on and catch up. If you go back to the very beginning of time on the membership tab, I would start from the first video and work your way up, because then you can kind of get a better relative view of where we're coming from. You know, we didn't just start making videos on charting. There was a time where we were showing everybody how to do all this, and then we kind of leaned into where we are now, streaming every day. So please take your time to go through that stuff. I have my chart settings. I have my Thinkorswim settings in there. I have a breakdown of pretty much any question I've been asked, sectors. I can't even think of it all, but a lot of information there. And it's all stuff we really do trade off of. It's not going to be a topic you see me cover once and then never touch it again. We don't do those videos anymore. So take your time, go through that. And I don't remember how many there are, but there is a lot of videos in there. I believe we're like 90 plus now. Yeah, take your time, go through that stuff. A lot of really cool in-depth videos. I would say a lot of my better content is in that section. Ooh, CMG, you're trading Chipotle. What's up, VC? How you been, man? Alright, so I need to rechart this because I haven't done it in so long. Whoa, hold up. Yeah, I haven't done it in a long enough time. Wow, look at that. They held 18, whatever the hell that is, like perfectly. Let's rechart it. Zoom in. Let's get some emerging candles in the monthly real quick. I'm assuming you mean bigger time frames because the 5 minutes impossible to actually watch. I won't mark this month yet because we're still trading. Like I said earlier, been marking a lot of my all-time highs yellow just to kind of remind myself when we see it. All right, now let's get some information. So when I see this, I instantly want to grab the recent high and then go to this high, because a part of me wants to see, like, of the recent breakup. So from here where they finally broke, they had an inside bar. This could have reversed and gone down if they wanted to. They didn't, though. They got a higher open. They pumped more. They held their gains. So what I'm wanting to see is what of those gains, what percentage are they holding? And right now they're still stuck inside of the golden pocket control point area. So I would be bullish as long as either the top of that zone is holding or either of these levels hold. I would still be short-term bullish, but they have brought them down enough. And this is going to be also one of those situations where you might not see a big breakdown instantly or a big breakup. You really could see a lot more consolidation before the next move is made. But where the next move is going to be made from is either from this golden pocket control point area or the zone. So I would generally, and it's not really a zone, it's just highlighting where the gap is. But those are the two areas I would personally focus on if I was looking at the Chipotle chart. But it looks like bullish continuation still until proven otherwise. That is how I would put that. Bullish until proven otherwise. Thank you. I didn't know that it goes back a year. It goes back that long for real? I guess it has been a year, hasn't it? We have some 12-month members. Hold up. I'm going to try to scroll through this fast so people don't see links. There we go. Let's see. When's the first video in here? We're at 5 months, 6 months. 7 months, 8 months, 9 months. Is this really as fast as I can scroll? God, we have a lot in here. Holy. 10 months. 11 months. Huh. Damn, I've been covering CPI for a long time, haven't we? I remember when I first started out, I didn't even... Okay, yeah, it has been a year. Okay. But yeah, here's all the first initial videos, I guess. We got the BB trading checklist, an extra PDF. Just kind of go through. As you can see, the first two videos are pretty long, but that's because of the explanation in them. Thinkorswim settings, and then I move into the TA routine on Tesla. Just really just going through the entry stuff. I mean, these are all entry types we've covered for years now. Just me really reiterating them again. My old scalp trading videos, if you guys want to go through some of those. Damn, that's a lot of content. And I really have been serious about, like, not just posting shit. Like, I try to post only the topics I know you guys and me, what we're all focused on. Like, I'm not going to sit here and cover Ichimoku. I'm not going to cover TTM Squeeze. You know, these are things that you'll see covered in a video once and then never covered again. But it's good to see, okay, oh, here's the 40%, or oh, here's the retest, oh, here's the hold, here's a double bottom, inside bar, positive print. They made it up to the impulse move buyer area. Now they're closing over 497, giving buyers a chance of actually making it to today's open or maybe even today's highs. Keva says Starbucks looks good. I'm gonna check that out. Oh, he likes the curling. A lot of my older traders love seeing those curl up moves. Slow, but a lot of them are pretty strong moves. Now the question remains right here at the 497, which is the pre-market low. Is this where bulls retake and move higher from? Are we going to jump rope this area for a while and just give us more information over time? Or is this a bearish retest that is going to send us down to the lows of day and maybe even see a second test of that? Yo, let's get some fire emojis in the trade floor chat for Benny. Emojis in the trade floor chat for Benny. He said, now green on the month after a slow start to the year. This crew has given me so much trust in the reps, and the process is starting to reward me. Shit's not easy, man. All respect to you, Benny. Also known as Nam Lee on the YouTube stream, if you guys have seen him type before. Hey, thank you guys for dropping emojis on him. I like to support everybody when the time is right. Don't always glaze somebody when the time is wrong. But give positive reinforcement. I can't tell you guys that enough. If somebody does something and you know they worked their ass off for it, let them know. Let them know, like, yo, good job. Seriously. You reached your goal. I hope I do the same thing with one of my goals. That positive reinforcement might be a lot more than you could ever imagine. But it's got to be done at the right time. Like right now, glaze Benny. Benny's killing it. He said LFG BB Crew shared a picture that shows 4.66% cumulative P&L. I'm assuming he's talking about the year. Oh, on the month, that's right. Showing his month green. Nice, nice. That's a big thing here, too. As a BB trader, you got to remind yourself, like, you're not in a community where, like, you're, and excuse my language, but you're not sucking on the tit of somebody. You're not sitting here relying on somebody to give you everything you ever do. You know, you don't rely on anybody here. When you're a BB trader, you rely on yourself. Everything is on you. You know, so when you make these huge strides or you make these big leaps in growth or progression, it really is all credit to you. Because you're the one who had to go through all this shit, you know? Like, I might see bits and pieces of it, but you're the one who initially is going through the journey. You know, you're the one who's going to feel it more than I will. I'm going to feel my own journey. You're on yours. So seriously, shout out to you guys. If you're a BB trader, it really is. Shout out to you. Because that means you're not just another person in a Discord following signals. We don't do that shit here. We all work together and find plays together. But for the most part, you're doing a lot of the work. I don't care if you sit here and be like, yeah, but I got my levels from you or I did this from you. I don't care. You're the one who's doing it. So shout out to you guys, seriously. This shit's not easy. But you're learning the right way. Doing things on your own, slow pacing, not you know, knowing that you shouldn't be putting all your money into one trade or making those big large mistakes. Like we talked about earlier, context, that sense of urgency that is inside of each of us. You know, knowing when you're making the really wrong move. You know, we might not know when we're making mistakes every single time, but you should definitely know. An alarm should go off in you when you're making a very bad mistake, when you're doing something that is definitely against the system, the way we like to do things. So, shout out to you guys, seriously. That's what being a BB trader is. That's what I've always wanted it to mean. I've never wanted a group of people who just follow somebody into everything they do. Like, I know if I post a trade, a lot of you will follow me. That's not why we do that crap. Everybody here is learning at their own pace. Everybody here is at a different part of their journey, but we're all trying to do the same thing. We're all trying to follow that routine and really just force it into ourselves, really. But over time. Paper Hand said possible rejection of the halfway point fib, which is also at 497. Very good call out by Paper Hands, because not only is it the halfway point, it's the PML. We got two very strong levels lining up at one spot. Good call out. Oh, y'all are lagging, aren't y'all? I think my stream's cutting. Yeah, I'm dropping frames like crazy. Jesus. You guys are probably going to experience buffering for some reason. It's YouTube side. I can't change anything. Carter Prop Street signed up for the Loyal Supporter Gang. Carter, you know you didn't have to do that. But I appreciate you nonetheless, man. Thank you again for signing up, and definitely be sure to go through that membership tab when you have time. No, yeah, you're good. It's definitely lagging on my end or YouTube's end. I can't tell. I'm checking my settings too, but I don't have anything changed, so I don't think it's me. I think it's YouTube side. Output, yeah, my bitrate hasn't changed. My keyframe interval hasn't changed. My max B frames haven't changed. I probably could take out psychophysical tuning. Psychovisual tuning, sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna turn that off. We'll keep look ahead on. Let's see if that changes anything. Normally I'd want to get in on this type of trade, but I'm sitting and taking mental trades. Good, good, good. And that's really what you have to do. You got to push yourself into just taking mental reps to where you feel like you are actually taking a trade, and get those reps. Like don't put yourself in that seat where you're like, oh, I'm not using real money. I'm not actually learning. Like, shut up. That's a mental thing. Stare at this stuff. Seriously, go over it. Be like, all right, this is where I'd be in. Let's set a stop loss. Let's see, where would I close? If the 5 minute or 1 minute closes above this, I'm out. And maybe something you want to try out, man, is how I personally like to trade. Maybe if you just want to try this out. But I love the 5 minute. But I love trading on the 1 minute. I love looking at this to give me my initial information. So like right here this morning, like we see it going up against those levels. I'm bearish as long as it's under these two levels, right? Like we talked this morning, and I'm really bearish under today's open if it breaks that after doing that, right? So let's go on to the 1 minute. Let's see what was different there. And you see, you got the close over, you got the break back down, you got the close right under today's open. So like right there, all right, let's get in, or let's get it on the next candle. Maybe probably that one that looks a little better. And let's leave that stop at today's open, or maybe back at this area here. Maybe leave a loose one. We enter light and put a loose stop. Maybe we do that. And then we get it down to that next level. Awesome, we're out. We shouldn't even have to worry about selling further. Shouldn't have to worry about getting any farther. I'm selling most right there, right? And then later on, like, okay, 40% entry under, awesome. And just kind of reviewing. You don't need to make it like every time you look at it, it's a trade, but if you want to, you can. And maybe you didn't like this because it was just a couple candles. Maybe you didn't like this because you didn't draw your fib or something, you know, and you saw of the break of the level to the low of the move, they just kind of kept jump roping it. Nothing really popped out, new lows were made, and then they gave you a better rejection up here and a better follow-up move, you know. So maybe on that one we take a trade and then we see where it goes. Oh, it got down to here, just not in a timely manner, so we probably got minimal profits right here. And then vice versa, switching it back, like, oh, we're at a low, there's a hammer here, awesome. Let's say I enter, I don't like any of these candles, to be honest. Maybe this one. I was gonna say this one, but that would make you think, oh, sellers. But good close up, I like that. Sketchy, sketchy, sketchy. And that really kept us in the fight over the next 4 minutes, it looks like. Oops. Made it to 497 again. And that's really what you're looking for. You're just looking for trade entry types around the right levels, you know, at the right time. So like, we opened here, we went up into that level. All right, we're looking for some sort of bullish signal on whatever time frame you're, like I'm on the one in the 5 minute, whatever time frames you're on, study that, you know, go over it, be comfortable with it, push yourself into seeing the opportunity. And then in real time, after doing that a lot more over time, you'll start to naturally do that with your real trades. You'll start to just be like, oh, okay, this is a solid trade, I'm getting in this. No problem, Carter. Thank you for signing up, man. Seriously. He said, I'm responsible for the lag because he gifted it. Yeah, I'm probably going to end stream here, guys. I see everybody's kind of exited, and the stream's not picking back up. I don't know why. Like, the frames are still cutting out.